Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today we're working on our ceiling, putting up some more OSB. It's finally at a reasonable price of $17 a sheet. So anyway, I'll show you how I put it up and let me know what you think down in the comments. So if you get a chance, hit like, please consider subscribing, and well, that's pretty much it. That's my wrap up. All right, let's get to work. All right, so step one is to make some measurements. When you're doing like the main body of the ceiling, it's easy because you don't have to rip any sheets. Obviously, as I get close to the walls, I have to rip some sheets. So I'm making measurements on both sides of the 8-foot panel. Now you might notice my interior walls. If you've got a keen eye, you can see that those are double walled. I did that so I can do R38 insulation offset. So I won't get any thermal bridging from any of my studs. I have not decided on what I'm going to insulate the ceiling with yet, although I am going to seal all the cracks. So now that I got my measurements, I'm coming back to my OSB. Turns out it's 43 1/8 on this side and 43 1/2 on the other side. Not that you need to know that. And then I run my chalk line, snap that real quick, and then we'll rip it down here with, it's actually a DeWalt 18 volt. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. That's right, every 2 feet I wanted to make a pencil mark. So when I'm running the air gun, I can see where the trusses are. Keeps a nice straight line, and you don't see that pencil line from the ground. Obviously, the other side of the OSB is the stamped black lines, but I think that looks bad, and I don't want to look at that from inside my shop for the rest of my life. So here we go. Now we'll talk about ripping this thing down. So I'm going to grab my DeWalt. It's actually an 18 volt. I just got the adapter because I've got a mixture of some 18 volts, some 20 volts. As those 18s die, then I switch to a new tool, 20 volt, but this 18 volt saw has been working great for me. So just got the adapter so I could run the 20 volt batteries on it. This way I've only got to bring one kind of battery and one charger to wherever I happen to be working, whether it's my place or a buddy's or whatnot. Kind of simplifies it. And if you've ever had any of those 18 volt DeWalts, you know those batteries weighed a ton. So you get 5, 6 of them in a bag, and all of a sudden your tool bag weighs just way too much. I really like the newer 20 volt stuff. So now that I got that ripped down, I just kind of come by with my hand and kind of smooth off that edge. Like imagine kind of sanding that edge, except just with my hand to get any really big splinters that might be sticking up and whatnot. Just so it looks a little bit cleaner when it goes on the ceiling. That's all. So now is about the only lifting we're going to do is when we put it up on a sheetrock jack. That sheetrock jack I've had for probably 15, 20 years. Getting ahead of myself again. I did let that kind of bang on the floor there to knock that dust off the best I could. Get it up on that sheetrock jack. I've had that for many years, like I said. And for this garage, I actually had to buy an extension for that so I could get to 12 feet ceilings. On the side, it's 10. And then in the center, it's bigger, taller, I should say. So it's kind of a slow-going jack. I want to say I paid like $150 for it, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. But man, if I got my use out of it, and it really comes in handy for hanging this OSB. Just take your time, jacking it all up there till we get it up on the ceiling. Then you see me kind of look around, just taking inventory, seeing how we're lining up, making sure where we need to be. Obviously, I needed to move it over a little bit. You got to be real careful not to shake, rattle, and roll that thing and have your piece of OSB fall down and hit you in the face. I always felt like that would really hurt. And you can see that better picture of that double wall from here, and you can see I've got all my seams sealed up. And I know there's going to be the people who say it's got to breathe. I get that. don't buy into your argument, I guess. I'm more into air sealing and keeping it tight because when I do pay for heating, I don't want to be wasting my money. So here I am with that framing nail gun. I am just running ring shank nails in there. Make sure it holds up. So on both ends, for whatever reason, I chose to do 5 nails, and then on the center, what would it be, 3? On the center 3 trusses, I just do 4 nails. I figure that's going to be plenty strong to hold up whatever insulation product I go with up there. If money was no object, it would definitely be 2 inches of spray foam on the deck, and then probably top it off with some cellulose or fiberglass. But because I'm going to be air sealing all the top with just the can foam stuff, I figure once I get that air sealed, I'll be able to blow in either cellulose or fiberglass. Like most of my projects, patience is, well, it's what you need, right? Because I want to work around, get the nails in, and then I'm going to have to come down, take the jack down. As you can see, I got a couple of the jack arms right on the truss, so that's not going to work for nailing. So I have to come down, lower the jack, and climb back up there and nail that other side up. And on the sides, obviously, I'm shooting them kind of at an angle. So anyway, that's the way I hang the OSB for my ceiling. I want to do OSB because then I'm just done with it. Sheetrock is cheaper, but then all the labor of taping it, I didn't want to spend the time on that. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. If you get a chance, hit like and subscribe.